Hey guys, I've long been a fan of the Bose in-ear headphones with the stay here tips, and I've owned a few different pairs. So these are the QuietComfort, these are the SoundSport, and now I've got the QuietControl 30. I always go for earbud style because I drive a lot and I want to be able to have those just not completely blocking out the external noise. A lot of times I'll take one ear out, depending on the local laws for wearing headphones while driving. I love that the QuietControl actually has a rocker that allows you to decrease noise canceling, because sometimes it almost feels like the noise canceling quality is creating noise and pressure on my ear. And that was the case over here with QuietComfort. All you really have on this is a rocker for volume, and then kind of that middle double tap, which works really great with my iPhone. I went with the SoundSports because they were just super light. They don't have this clunky battery brick. I noticed that the Stay Here earbud style on this, it still has the piece that goes into your ear on the outside, but they don't have the actual cup that blocks out sound. So these let in a lot more sound. They actually felt a lot less comfortable over time. So I find that I'm not using these that much. These were like $90, got them on Amazon, $250 for these ones when I upgraded a while back, and I thought that was expensive. Now these ones, the QuietControl, $300. It's a lot to spend, but if you use it while you're driving for taking phone calls, listening to music, podcasts, it's going to block out that external noise, which could save you from turning up the volume so you can hear your audiobook or your music. So all in all, my feeling is that they're going to help spare my ears, and that over time, as I get older, hopefully my hearing doesn't degrade quite as much. So let's do a quick unboxing. Just take this off. Pretty nice box. Kind of unfold it. Breakthrough noise canceling, go from completely immersed to fully aware and anywhere in between. So that's that secondary rocker. It still has volume, it still has a microphone, but now it has adjustment of how much noise canceling you get. It says download Bose Connect for next level noise control on your phone. So that's kind of an app that's going to let you do even more. And see on the back here, it shows Bluetooth. That's the wireless connection it uses. This one says made for iPhone, iPod, iPad, and that's what I use. I have an iOS device, but it also has the Android logo there, so it should work. And these ones just sit around your neck. It says it's supposed to last 10 hours, which is quite good, and maybe that depends on how much noise canceling you've adjusted on them. And this is the battery, kind of a necklace that sits around your neck, and of course the earbuds, which have that nice silicone soft fit piece. Again, you can swap these out for different sizes, and it usually comes with a few different sizes. I just tend to stick with the default. One of the other exciting pieces of this upgrade for me is that instead of having just this little pouch where you wind these up, or a little pouch like this one's going to have a big circular pouch that's going to fit the battery necklace piece really well. And of course, being wireless, one of the big reasons that I've even decided to switch, this still works. This is over a year old. It seems like the connector, this 3.5 millimeter headphone jack, it's getting kind of staticky, and I don't know if the wires are getting bent inside or if it's that connector on my phone. But when I plug it in, it's kind of like popping and I'm losing the ability to talk on occasion and kind of having to adjust it. And while you're driving, that is not something you want to have to deal with. So I still like these. These are going to be a good backup, but I was very excited about sort of the Bluetooth and the fact that I'm not going to have to coil these up and put a lot of pressure and strain on those wires. Hopefully they'll last a lot longer. And take this out. There's those extra ear pieces I was talking about before. People with larger or smaller ears. There's a little micro USB charger. Let's see where that plugs in here. Oh, right there. Looks like there's a little door on the side. Yep. So that's where it would plug in to charge it up. They say 15 minutes will get you an hour worth of use, which is excellent. These older ones did pretty well too. I don't know if the battery's smaller or larger. There's really not a lot of technical specifications on the outside of the box, but this is the case I was talking about. So you can see, smaller, a little bit bigger, and then extra large so that it can completely fit inside. I'm very excited about that. I'm gonna go ahead and just zip through the manual and call out anything else that looks interesting. There we go, we got the warranty. That's about it. Okay, so I've put the headphones on. I'm wearing the necklace right now. It was cool. Right when I powered it on, it said battery 70% ready to pair. I turned on Bluetooth on my iPhone here, and then you can see Bose QuietControl. So I'm going to go ahead and pair. Now it says connected to iPhone. That's awesome. The accessory uses an app you've not installed. Would you like to get it from the App Store? Yeah, let's do it. Go to the App Store. I do want to comment that the power button for these is like right here on the right side of the necklace, and you have to push fairly hard. So, at first I was like, is it going? And then I clicked it and it worked. Again, right here, there's a volume rocker. It's the bigger buttons, and on the inside there's the noise canceling rocker, which is pretty neat. And I noticed that they stay out of the way pretty well. Like even if I'm reaching around, a lot of times while I would be driving, I would kind of like pull my shirt down or adjust like this because I'd be getting hot, and it would pull on this clip right here, because with the wired headphones, I would clip it to my shirt, and that was kind of uncomfortable. It would occasionally pull them out of my ears. Of course, as I've been reading through the instruction manual, it says, don't use these while driving. But again, a lot of states do allow you, especially with one ear, so I can take an ear out like that. I can still be doing a phone call, and it's going to be picking that up below. So I certainly appreciate that. I wasn't able to find the battery size, but it is a lithium ion, which tend to be lightweight and long-lasting. And the setup instructions are just super simple. So it's like press and hold the power on, activate Bluetooth on your mobile device, play music. That's super simple. And then over here it shows the different volume rockers I was talking about, and the noise canceling rocker on the inside. The different size ear inserts, stay here inserts, and the different colors that you're going to see for how full it is. Of course, green is full charge, yellow is charging, and red is needs to charge. It's so cool that it automatically tells you when you turn it on how many hours left worth of battery, or rather the percentage that you have. I think that's fantastic. This is what the inside of the case looks like. Fairly standard. I've put the ear inserts in that little bungee area. Got the micro USB. I'm going to open the app now. Interesting. As you can see, I guess I can slide this and turn down noise canceling. I don't want it too high. You can start to hear it and feel it when it really gets high. And then volume, got a volume slider there. Bluetooth, there's that 70% that it was was telling me earlier. Mount bank. I guess this is just like a tester. Oh wow. Getting lots of good bass with this. It's playing in the background. We'll go ahead and try the noise canceling again. Yeah, it's great, as you would expect from a Bose product. Product connections. So it shows what you've connected to. Auto off timer, that's cool. Take that down to 20 minutes in case I forget to turn it off. Voice prompts, so you can turn that off. Oh, that's cool. English, product details, got a serial number here, data manufacturer. Wow, that wasn't too long ago, December 2nd, 2016. Yeah, it's January 8th, 2017 right now. User manual. It's pretty fantastic. Great Q&A. It's a super simple app, but it's kind of got everything that I could think of off the bat. Wow, look at that. It shows the lots of waves going in and then small waves going out, so it's canceling the noise. This is great. So it's an expensive purchase, and while I was looking at this one, I noticed that Samsung also has some noise canceling earbuds now, and they looked pretty good too, and they were only $150. So I was strongly considering them, but of course I've enjoyed the performance of my other Bose headphones, and this one said it was specifically meant to work with iOS, that's the phone I have that I use most frequently. So I wanted to be able to double tap and get fast forward and back and pause, all of those things. I just wasn't sure if Samsung was going to do that or not, so I opted for these. My closing thoughts are that these are going to last longer than the older Bose Quiet Connect that I had. They were just starting to wear out in terms of that headphone jack. They didn't take as much power as using Bluetooth all the time, but a lot of times I'm plugged in and charging anyway. The cable isn't long enough to charge and use these, whereas it was with this pair, but it did create some sort of background staticky noises. So I'm not sure I would do that anyway, especially when you can plug in for 15 minutes and get an hour. That's great. So I'm definitely a fan of this, totally worth the extra $50. They're not going to get all bent up and potentially staticky like these ones. They're not going to get in the way when I'm buckling my seatbelt. I think it's just going to be a better overall experience. I'm still going to hold on to these for when I'm at the gym or some other places where maybe I don't want a lot of bouncing around, because this does weigh a little bit more. So some closing thoughts on these headphones as I transition to wireless. I was thinking about it, and at first I was like, oh man, I can't plug these in. What if the battery eventually expires? But the other one has a battery too, the one that's wired that goes into the headphone jack. So I guess you could use those, but you wouldn't have noise canceling, so they're both kind of planned obsolescence in that way. I guess you just can't replace the batteries. Eventually they go dead. These headphones would be great for a phone like the iPhone 7 that doesn't have a headphone jack, and in fact you want to charge at the same time, but you need some sort of splitter dongle. This really simplifies that. And then I'm thinking about devices like the Nintendo Switch, which is rumored to have Bluetooth based on some patents that were discovered, but will it allow you to connect to Bluetooth headphones, or is that just for the little remotes and Nintendo only accessories? That device does have a headphone jack, 3.5 millimeter, but these don't. So you might spend a ton of money on them and then kind of be locked out. It's just something to think about, something that's been going through my mind. I guess we'll see as that device and others launch in the future. But overall, I'm still very happy with it. Feel free to chime in with any ideas, solutions, other headphones, your thoughts on the Samsung models, and start saving.